What's going on, everybody? Ryan Ogren here with MoneyMake Marketing, and today I'm going to be taking you through some of the most popular BDR outreach strategies that we see out there and why we don't use them and our adjustments to make those strategies effective, okay? I'm going to be going through everything from hyper-personalization, LinkedIn account personalization, relevancy, scraping job postings. I'll do all kinds of different things along with the actual messaging itself, and then plus the adjustments that we believe you can make to those particular messages to make them, or those strategies to make them effective. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Ryan Ogren from MoneyMake Marketing, and in 2025, we generated $3.55 million in collected revenue for our client. That's way more than they paid us over the past year. So they are extremely profitable on our relationships, and we solely exist to make you more money than what you pay us. So that's why the company's called MoneyMake Marketing. If you want to work with us, you can go ahead and apply to work with us below. There's no promises that we'll take you on. We like to do revenue splits with our clients, and that obviously involves a lot of trust. We also need to know that you can close the leads that we get you. If you want to give us a shot, apply to work with us below. All right, without further ado, let's get into the video. There's a couple different tactics that we're seeing a lot of BDRs use. I spelled that wrong. BDR strategies, okay? The number one strategy that I actually see right now is personalization. Personalization is important, but the right is important. So personalization, and then let's go into the different types. So personalization A is personalized first line, okay? So this is where you typically will see these emails in your inbox all the time, where it's like they very clearly scraped your LinkedIn profile and they say, hey, first name, I saw that you went to school at blah, and they say that your college or your university or wherever you went to school, and then they go into their pitch. All this is, it's really just a personalized first line, and then they have it in an Excel sheet, and then all they do is they just map the fields into their cold email sending tool. This very rarely works, okay? It used to work, but very rarely does it work now. The reason being is if you know where I went to school, like you can very easily look that up with tools now. It changes. And actually, the reason why it changed so much is actually because people know that you can do this now. There was a brief second, I would say probably 2 or 3 years ago. This is very important, and you show that people didn't know that you could do this personalization yet. And that's when it did work, because it showed that you put in work. Now people know that you just actually didn't. You just had some AI tool scrape it. And once again, the effect is the reciprocity principle. You want them to know that you put in work before they even reached out to you. That's what you're trying to invoke. And when you do it like this, it doesn't hit on that. So that's why it doesn't really work as much anymore. You could probably still have a decent, okay campaign with it, depending on how strong your outreach message is. It's not the best, most useful way to use their personalization. So personalized first line, it's really not working too great anymore. What we found to actually be better than this is not to personalize the first line, but to make sure that you personalize the proof, okay? If you can personalize the proof to them specifically, that really is something that's way better. So I'd rather do a direct offer with personalized proof to them than an actual just personalized first line. It's something else I wanted to say. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, based off the personalized first line, it really, to me, if you said, hey, Ryan, because I went to Elon University. I played baseball there. And if you came to me and said, hey, Ryan, I saw you went to Elon University, and then you go into something totally not applying to that, I can tell that you actually didn't research anything about me. Also, I don't care that you know where I went to college. I really don't. It's public info. I don't care at all that you told me where I went to college. You told me stuff about me. Great. How can you make me more money? How can you get me to my business goals faster? How can you solve a problem for me? Those are the things I really care about. And I think any high-level thinker is actually thinking the same thing, okay? So personalized first lines, I really don't care that you know where I went to school. Now, in some niches, in some markets, this could go far. Maybe if you actually went to the same school as somebody else, then this actually makes sense. But usually it's just not relevant to the messaging, and so your opening line really just leads them astray and pisses them off. So to make this better, how to make it better is to do direct offer, which would be we help X, Y, and Z do X, Y, and Z. Direct offer, and then personalize the proof. Okay, so a direct offer, cold email, hi, first name, we help, and whoever that company categories that they do achieve their dream outcome. So company category, dream outcome, and then personalized proof after that. And then you just do a soft CTA and then your signature. And that campaign will work way better because one, you're actually saying, hey, this is what we can do for you. This is the dream outcome. and this is the proof, and the proof is like actually relevant to what they do. That will work way better. Okay, and also like I want to hammer this point home. The thing that we're really after is throughput. All right, I hate the outreach agencies that are like bragging about, we booked 46 calls in 30 days for this. How many of those calls actually closed? How much revenue did you drive on that campaign? The team was really bad at closing the deals. Like, our clients are not the best salespeople in the world. They are definitely not. And I'll be the first to say that. But they close our leads. And the reason that is because we focus on throughput. Our messaging from the very beginning is focused on getting the leads that are the most qualified to get on a call, get them on a call, and close them. We are focused on the revenue on the backside of our campaigns because we want all of our clients to be profitable with us. A lot of marketers out there don't do this. They don't actually understand this principle, and it actually shoots them in the foot. Sorry, someone's texting me. It's showing up on my iPad. Let me just put myself back in airplane mode. Throughput. Initial mess is throughput. Okay, now if you just book a bunch of calls and these leads are just not interested yet, or they're just too early in the buying cycle, that's something else. Okay, so oftentimes when you don't use a lead magnet, so when you don't a lead magnet, the leads then use the call to gather more info, wasting your sales team's time. Okay, like, you should realistically be able to send more information. So all the exploratory discovery stuff is already handled before they even book a call with you. Now, this is going to weed out a bunch of leads already. Like, you're probably not going to have as many booked calls with this strategy, but your calls that you do get on are going to be fantastic. They're going to be awesome, very warm calls where they actually want to be doing business with you, okay? So this is so important. And if you're like dealing with us and our clients, like, they don't have massive sales teams and each deal is huge. So we want to make sure if they get on a call with our team, it's efficient, it's worth their time, and actually has a chance to close. So that's a very different thing. And so if you are just personalizing the first line and then like you have an offer, it doesn't do anything for you at all because the first line doesn't apply to the messaging. And also, I don't even care at all that where I went to college. I want to know that the problems that I have, did the research on me specifically and how you can actually help me get to my goals. That's what I want to know. Okay. So that's the first mistake that we see out there. It's the personalized first line. Let's go into number 2. So this is the personalized first line. Let's go into CTAs. So book a call CTA. All right. So this CTA is a call to action for those that don't know. So let's just say this messaging that we did right here, we said, can I give you a call to explain more? That actually might work because you're giving them a call, but still, like, booking a call CTA, this is interesting. Now, usually, because back in, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, cold email, this is way before I was actually in the game here. I was playing baseball then, but like 6, 7, 8 years ago, I'd actually get emails where it's like, hey, Ryan, can we get on a call? And I always was like curious because I was playing with the Baltimore Orioles organization at this point in time. So I was like, I don't know what the hell this is. But I was always aware of it. I always noticed, I was like, why am I getting these weird emails? But the book a call CTA was working really well then. And it also worked when I first got out and started doing cold email, because not a lot of people were just like, hey, let's just get on a call. And also people were more apt to just getting on a sales call, exploratory sales call, than they are now. Now that there's so many people out there sending emails and the actual has been a little bit more populated, booking a sales call is way tougher than it used to be, just because a lot more people are asking for it. So then the people that were exploratory, they're like, oh, I gave this person time, I gave this person time, I gave this person time. And then they just, their time has slowly over time been much more difficult to get. And so now what you need to do is you actually need to change that. You need to be able to do a little bit more research ahead of time and then reach out to them and do a little bit more work and give them a reason why they need to meet with you. But booking a call CTA is exactly what I just walked through. I'll just put this here so I don't have to rewrite it. So how to make it better. If you call them, that's one thing. Also, having proof, PDF, video, website, just essentially more info ready to go to actually get them answer the question, why should they meet with you? Okay? If you can actually explain this and then just back it up with proof, and that actually works really well too. That's essentially what we would do. Once again, probably not going to be the warmest sales call at this point in time. They're very skeptical. You just reach out to them as a stranger. You're an emailer. And naturally, those emailers are very, very scammy by nature. Not saying they all are. But when you do this, you have to understand that there's massive amounts of skepticism on the other side. Pretty much, we need to answer why they should meet with you. And realistically, people get butthurt on no-shows. Like, you really shouldn't get butthurt on no-shows. They don't know you yet. It's the same thing goes with in the dating scene. So when I was going out on a bunch of dates, trying to find a girlfriend, trying to find a girl that I actually vibed with and connected with, I had to go out on a lot of dates. And every now and again, I would get ghosted, and it had nothing to do with, these girls didn't know who I am yet. And so at first I was like, I always took it like an offense. Like I was like, wow, she just ghosted me. I must not be good enough for her. But then I realized I've never met any of these girls. And realistically, if I met any of them in person and I actually went out on a date with them, they would not ghost me after the fact. That's what the conclusion is. And I actually came through a lot of reps, but this isn't a video about me as a person and a man. This is and my dating prowess. This is more about you understanding that they just think that you are some sleazy person that's trying to get their money. They don't know you yet. And so no shows and stuff like that, you really shouldn't take them personally, and you should just continue to follow up with them. You should actually figure out a way to get them the information that they need so that you differentiate yourself and you show them why they should meet with you, why it's worth their time to meet with you. Okay. And don't assume that they're dumber than you. Like these people are like, usually they're more accomplished at the very least. And in some instances, they are like executives of Fortune 500 companies. So they're very well off and they're very high performing individuals. So you got to actually take that into account. And it's hard sometimes because it's just an email on a screen, right? It's just a lead. It's hard to actually like think through these things. So just understand that. So that's that. And then another is the question first line. Now this can work. Question first line. The reason being is if you ask the right question, whenever you ask a question, their brains naturally think of the answer. So you can direct their focus to something that you really want them to think about. So when you do a question first line, you can truly get them to think about the right thing, but your second line better be nasty. Okay. So a question first line would be like, hi, first name. Do you have your BDRs, prospecting and marketing and following up and selling? That's like one. Or you could do you think your BDRs are performing as well as they could be? That's a good one because now it points to like their performance and it gets them to think, wait, maybe they're not. And then my second line could be a good BDR should be opening X accounts or whatever. So that it really just the strength of this is depends. It's a question first line. Direct them a thing you want them to think about. Then second line needs to hit hard. Okay. It can work. Now, I don't like it. I don't like using a question because then my call to action is also another question usually. And so if I do like a question up here and then I do a statement and then I do a question down here, I'm asking for two different things. And I don't really like doing that. So I shy away from the question strategy. I'll usually do like back to the top where I'll just go direct right here. And instead of this direct CTA, I'll just do the lead magnet CTA. You guys know that. And that works really well. Then if it's very easy to send a lead magnet over and then crush the lead magnet and then get an opportunity, right? That's exactly how we do it. But those are three that are really good. There's a bunch others. First reply. I think maybe I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this video strategy and I'll do another video on this to make it even better. I'll actually take more content to actual messages that I get over the week, and then we'll tweak those. Maybe that's a good adjustment. I'll screenshot all the cold emails that I get over a week, and then we'll adjust them as we go. How about that? So without further ado, I know this video is not as good. If you guys still got value in this, comment, subscribe. And once again, like I post a video every day. I'm just trying to get better at posting videos, talking on camera. It's a rep, it's a skill, right? I'm trying to put the reps in, put the time into the ball. So it was not my best video, I don't think. I'm not gonna re-record it, so I'm just gonna get it out there. Anyways, comment, subscribe. Ryan Ogren, MoneyMake Marketing. See ya.